Today we're going to be looking at people who had a whole load of audacity. I moved on from a guy who kept ghosting me and ignoring me. 1 year after he moves away, he texts me wanting to reconnect. Guy I had a thing for kept ghosting me, so I moved on with my life. A year later messages me out of the blue. Something tells me this guy maybe missed that attention. You know, some people out there like to get loads of attention but don't like to respond. The minute you stop giving them that attention that they claim they don't like, they want it back. You know, make up your mind. I had a neighbour 3 years ago who I used to text back and forth a lot. He'd always talk about hanging out and whatnot, but anytime I'd offer a time and day I'm available, it'd be crickets. That's a very big thing in dating apps. You know, a lot of times people match with you in a dating app, say they really like you, but then whenever it comes to actually meeting face to face, they don't want to meet. Is it because they're not ready, or is it because they don't actually want to see you in real life? They'd much rather you just communicate via text. One time I even came by and gave him some extra cookies I made and he wouldn't respond. I texted him earlier that morning. He said I could come by at a certain time. When I did, cricket. The following day I still had the cookies, and when he saw me and I told him I'd been looking for him to give him the cookies, he told me he forgot. I gave him the cookie and apparently he liked them a lot. Oh, that's a wee bit weird, isn't it? Like, it's kind of like he makes plans with you and then goes silent. Like he likes to ghost you. That is a bit weird, isn't it? I admit I had a bit of a thing for him. One day he did decide to hang out with me. He worked from home, so we decided it would be 10 PM. So an hour before I confirm and he doesn't answer. An hour later he texts me that he's busy with his Twitch stream. And then an hour later he even texts me he needs time to change. I'm now starting to pick up in vibes that this guy might not be single like he's claiming to be. Something tells me he might have a secret partner somewhere, and every single time this girl's about to come around, she randomly turns up. We didn't go out until around 9:30 PM, and by that point I was pretty upset since I put a lot of effort to look good. We hung out one more time after that, but he'd asked me for selfies, what I'm wearing, and it was extremely obvious that he just wanted intercourse. At some point I stopped pinning for him because I wasn't going to waste my time on someone who didn't respect my time. At some point 2 years ago he texted me he was moving away and I wished him well. Maybe he doesn't have a GF, it's just because he didn't get what he wanted. Fair play to you. In a situation like that with someone living so close to you and the fact that you guys literally live across the street, it's so easy to give yourself to him. And I'm guessing you didn't. About 2 months ago he texted me for the first time since he left. He kept going on about how he missed me, how he wanted me to make cookies for him, and how I should send selfies of myself. He wanted to hang out, and it was then that I remembered the constant ghosts and the plans that would always fall through, the times he made me wait. Is he only texting you because he's bored? By the sounds of it, that's what he's doing. Like, he doesn't actually have a care for you as a human. He only wants your attention whenever he's bored. I've been out of town a couple of times with work, and the nights he wanted to hang out. For the past 2 months, I've gone back and forth with him, pushing the dates that we could hang out and reconnect back. I never sent any photos myself. I take days to reply to him. Part of it was that I was petty, but another part of it was he had no longer any weight in my life anymore. After a little over 2 months of doing the same thing that he did to me, today he sent me a message to say, cool then, I'm done being nice. I just thumbed up it and blocked him. Don't even block him, just ignore him. The best thing you can do in a situation like that is not to block him, because it probably gives him validation. Just ignore him. Like, if he messages you, open the message and close it, or don't even open it. Leave your receipts on so then he knows that it goes through to you. But I genuinely do believe that is one of them situations where he liked the fact that you were chasing him, but he never actually wanted to meet you face to face. And a lot of people are like that. This is what someone else had to say. The most freeing moment in life is when you stop chasing someone who would never chase you back. This guy sounds like an absolute narcissist who liked how he used to be able to manipulate you for using your feelings for him. Even his last response of I'm done being nice is just all sad manipulation. He expected you to be like, oh no, wait, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm so proud of you for saying through the BS. I knew someone exactly like that. After my last relationship ended, I reconnected with an ex, and he started telling me about how he was so happy I was single and he'd love to see where things could go with us again. I spent 3 years of my life waiting around to see if this guy would pull the trigger. He made it obvious time and time again that he only wanted intercourse from me and that we were just friends. Anytime I would try to leave, he would just lay it on just thick enough to keep me around, manipulating me and my feelings on and on. Eventually I moved on and started dating someone else, and then my ex blocks me and everything and goes around telling all our friends I broke his heart. Even down to the very last day, he still made himself the victim and could care less about my feelings. It boggled my mind for a while until I finally let it go, because trying to make it make sense would hurt my brain. I laugh about it now. That was years ago, and I'm now with a man that makes me happier than I've ever been. Good on you for getting your petty revenge in this douchebag. Going on living our best lives and letting these men be butthurt about it is the best feeling around. Not everyone can relate to a situation like that with a relationship. It's certainly a friendship. We've all had them friends where like our friendship is one-sided. The only person who actually puts effort in that friendship is you. That other person couldn't care less. Like, there's been so many people where I'd always message them and always make plans, but then one day I just decided to stop messaging them and I've never heard from them ever again. And there has been the odd time that they've randomly messaged me out of the blue saying, oh, I missed you. It's like, you don't though. If you genuinely did care for me and actually missed me, you would have tried to make plans, which you never did. Super stretch, but anyone giving away a queen mattress and a smart TV? I have a 32-inch TV. It's not a smart TV, but it has an input for Amazon Fire Stick. Yeah, I have one of those already. Grateful. Okay, so is that one of them Facebook groups where people can buy stuff? Anyone giving away a queen mattress and a smart TV? Who would randomly be giving that away? Is this literally one of them Facebook groups where you can buy stuff off people that this person's begging for it. Baby daddy's in jail, 7 kids, and she's seeking a queen-size mattress. That woman is 7 babies, and their father's in jail. Everyone feels insecure about the way their life has been. Thank God we're nothing like her. Okay, so this TikTok we're about to watch is about a TikTok mum beggar. Basically, she sits in TikTok live 24/7 and begs for money. These grown-ass people are ridiculous.
I haven't got the money for it, Tinkerbell, at the minute. It just seems to be one thing after another. What happened? My washing machine broke yesterday. My sink seal has now gone on in my kitchen, and my tumble dryer's broke anyway.
Okay,
she's
get
not there,
a new one.
Maddie. Oh, I never bloody... The thing is with them battles, yeah, they're okay, but TikTok takes so much of that money off. It's ridiculous.
So if you want money, get a job. It's so simple. Like, you sit on TikTok live 10 hours a day.
For money, I come on here to talk to people.
Oh yeah, sure. I always find it so interesting how people like that will sit in TikTok live, beg for money, and then talk about how poor they are. If they spent the amount of time they sit in TikTok working a job, they would be so rich. But then yet again, these people wouldn't work. You'd get a job, feed your kids instead of yourself. Okay, so I've actually seen a few videos of that mum in TikTok, and trust me, the way she is in her lives is shocking. She literally sits in her lives for like 8 hours a day, just smoking cigarettes and eating food. I swear there was one clip I seen where a child was hungry and she turned around, she was like, "You're not hungry." As if telling a hungry child they're not hungry is going to make the hunger go away. Puffing away but hasn't got no money. Jade, this woman riles the life out of me, needs to get off TikTok and feed a kid. If she actually worked a job, like, I wouldn't have an issue. You know, if she actually had an income, there's no issue of her sitting in TikTok. The issue is the fact that she refuses to work, but she sits in TikTok live for what, 8 hours a day? Obviously not 8 hours, but like, she does spend a lot of time in there. And it's like, I swear with her, she's always in her pajamas with a cup of coffee and like a cigarette. If you don't have enough money for your house to function, don't be spending £20 on cigarettes. I can afford ciggies and mackies when kids are in bed. House is rotten, smoking around kids, get this scum of mother off TikTok. Yeah, so a lot of people don't really like her, and it quite frankly is because she's lazy. You know, she sits on TikTok live claiming she is only live for friends, but like, we all know the real reason, it's for the money. And then yet again, you know, people wouldn't have an issue if she didn't spend all the money on McDonald's, cigarettes, and just like works. You know, if she genuinely worked a job, people wouldn't care, because you know, she'd be like the majority of people. But she sits in TikTok live all day in her pajamas, smoking cigarettes, eating fast food, and her kids are hungry.
Damn, because I've been on here for 25, 30 minutes now. I've been saying the same thing, how much I need, and ain't nobody saying nothing. I'm really getting tired though, no shade. I'm really am.
Get a job then.
We need, if I could get 800, then I can finagle the rest. Like,
okay, really came through with some food, woo 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 woo, was hitting the goal and woo woo, like, and that has it been.
I'm gonna break it down for people who may not understand this. TikTok is one of those apps where if you have a legitimate following and you have a respectable amount of content that gets a lot of engagement, a lot of comments, shares, likes, whatever, you maybe can't live off the money you make from this app.
Oh no, you can.
But you can damn sure plug a few holes in your finances with it, depending on, you know, what your finances are. Like, if you out here struggling in the, you know, thousands, close to tens of thousands, hey, you out of luck. And then if you go live, people will send you money for whatever reason. Maybe no you ask for it. Maybe, you know, they just want to give it to you. Maybe you do the NPC thing. But I could never fix my face to set my camera up or my phone up, you know, drink my water and get on this app and beg people for money. I don't see how people, grown ass people, get on here and literally beg. And then not only do they beg people for money, they get mad when you don't send them the money that you worked your job that you hate for. You see what I'm saying? The job that you didn't want to go into on Monday through Friday. The job that you probably worked through your lunch break. The job that you probably had to stay 2, 3, 4, 5 hours after. You maybe worked a double, you maybe worked a 12-hour shift back to back to back to back. Yeah, they get mad when you don't send them that money. And this is just the culture or the era that we're in right now, right? Now, I know everybody broke, everybody, you know, the cost of everything is skyrocketing. I get it. But you can't come on this app and literally beg people for their money. And it's like a lot of these creators, their whole identity is that. right? They go live to either start controversy or beg for money. I just couldn't do that. And again, even if you do, how the you gonna get mad at somebody for not wanting to send you their money? I
because
don't
they've
get
got
that.
no morals.
And this is like the 30th video I've seen. Some of these people I've seen over and over and over again. So I'm like, damn, their whole identity is begging for money.
And they make
All in all,
thousands.
man, if you want to post your content on this app for whatever reason, let's just say the reason is to make some money, you can make a respectable amount of money. I guess that's the best way I can say it. But under no circumstances should you come on here and beg people for their money. I'm sorry. I can't rock with that.
At one point in the UK, there were some live streamers who were begging so much that they were making something like £30,000 a week. Isn't that insane? The whole TikTok live streaming thing was meant to bring communities together and connect people. However, people like that hijacked it. And if you want to send a TikToker gifts, there's no issue with that. The issue is the fact that they beg for it and gaslight people into doing it. I've no issue if you're sitting in a TikTok live stream chatting to people and someone's supporting you. That's them doing it out of their own will. The issue is whenever you beg and you tell people, send me gifts, let's set a goal, let's see how much money I can make. Some of these people, like, they are making thousands a week, and I mean thousands, like 30,000. At one point there were some UK streamers who were being sent like 2 million coins a week. That is like £30,000 whenever you convert it. So they're literally sat in a live stream for like 10 hours a day begging for money and making 30 grand a week. How the hell is that happening? They get mad at us instead of getting a job. Honestly, why would they? First of all, who'd employ them? And second of all, they make so much money doing it. Like, I don't think people really understand how much they make. They're not making like 10 or 20 pounds. They're making like hundreds a day, if not thousands. I don't know which is worse, people begging for the money or people to give it to them. A lot of times the people who do send beggars gifts are being manipulated into doing it, and some of them are sending hundreds of pounds worth of gifts. You click on their profile and they talk about how they're struggling financially, yet they're sending someone like £200 worth of coins. And like, I always feel bad for them because like, it is a digital currency. I don't think they realize how much they're actually sending because they are being manipulated. No, for real, the amount of time they sit in TikTok begging instead of working is crazy. I don't have an issue if someone's sitting in TikTok live and chatting to people. The issue is whenever they're like them and they beg and they don't work, or even if they did do TikTok as a job and they're not begging, that's fine. The issue is that they're so entitled and such beggars. You know, if you don't send them money or if they don't make a certain amount in an hour, they get mad at you. Karen Boomer thinks she can steal our chilies. Oh, and there she is. That is certainly an elderly Karen. Is she literally just in your garden nicking your chilies?
Excuse me, can you not come and steal things like go into our bins and... Oh, can you give me back all of those chilies? Huh? Can you give me back those chilies and the basil? That is my property. I own it. Can you please not come and steal from me? Oh, that's thanks. Please don't. Please, can I please have this back? That's mine. Hey, please do not steal from us. It is illegal. Going to the bin. Hey, I've got you do it and that's you can't acceptable. Okay, goodbye.
That's insane, isn't it? The fact that she literally walked into your back garden and stole your chilies. What is up with some of these women? I was sitting with my next door neighbour in his front yard drinking coffee when I saw an older lady opening my gates and taking a stroll down my garden and picking apricots from my trees. I went from my neighbour's house to my plot and asked her what she was doing. Her response, I know the owners, it's okay with them. I said, you most certainly do not know them. I'm the owner and I'm about to call the police. That's always their go-to excuse, like, oh, I know the owners, or oh, my son works in the police department. They genuinely think they're gonna get away with it. Have you ever seen them pranks online where people dress up as like the bushes? You need to dress up as a chili tree and then scare the living daylights out of her. If she has a heart attack and dies, it's her own fault. Woman thinks she is the main character because her husband is a lawyer.
I see that, but this is my house and it's my charger that you're using.
I know, it'll be like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but that's really not, you can't just pull up
That's
to
not how it works,
someone's
darling.
driveway and use their charger. You didn't even ask for permission. I mean, maybe if you knocked on my door and asked me, I would have potentially let
Who would
you,
even
but you
have
just
the
pulled in my
audacity and
driveway.
nerve to do
My
that?
wife's about to be home any minute now. You're in her spot.
Okay, well, I'm pregnant, my car's about to die, so I had no choice, and I saw that there was...
And that's nobody's fault but your
Are you
own.
recording me right now? Is that why your phone's up like that?
I am recording you because you're on my property, and I'm sorry that your car is about to die, but you know there are superchargers that you're supposed to... Tesla will tell you when your car's about to die. I mean...
Okay, so you have to stop recording me and stop recording my plates. My husband is an attorney, so you're not going to put this video anywhere, so I'm not sure what you're doing with your phone.
I'm not sure what you're
Do
doing.
you normally do this? Do you normally pull up to people's houses and use their chargers?
Normally my car isn't dying. I had to go to the doctor. My car was dying on the way home. I'll be done in like 20 minutes. It's really not that big of a deal.
Go to a supercharger.
You didn't even ask for permission. What?
Is it that big of a deal? Were you using it right now?
I wasn't using it, but you're in my wife's parking spot.
Okay.
And it's also the fact that she's using your electricity. Like, that's costing you money.
I mean, where are you?
It'll be done in 15 minutes.
You know,
I don't understand the big deal.
I understand.
Would you like a pregnant woman to be stuck in the road?
No, well, I mean, it's not my problem that you're pregnant. Just because you're pregnant doesn't give you permission to do whatever you want.
No, but if there was a charger and my car was about to die, then yes, I would.
Well, then walk
charge
home.
my car. Are you insane? Can you back away from my car,
you're
please?
You're in my driveway.
I understand that, but can you back away from my car, please?
All right, I need you to unplug and drive away. Otherwise,
I need you to stop recording.
I need you to unplug and drive away. Otherwise, I'm going to call the police.
Okay, well, I'm going to call my husband, and he's going to.
All right, that's fine. You can call.
Going to press charge.
You can call whoever you want. Please, can you please just unplug and drive away, please?
I need like 10 minutes.
Well,
Just
you're not
unplug
getting them
and drive
10
away.
minutes.
Otherwise, I'm going to have the police here.
Well, sure, her husband's a lawyer, so he can read her rights.
It worked just fine.
I didn't even know.
Put it back yourself. I'm not putting it back either.
All right. Have a nice day, man. Please do not come back here again.
Okay, so I'm not sure if that's a real video or if that is one of them skits. I'm kind of hoping it's a skit. If that woman is that much of a menace, then that's a problem. Your husband is a lawyer, good, he'll be able to explain trespassing and utility theft to you. Is this supposed man even her husband? Like, is this a man that she knows but he doesn't know that they're in a relationship? Like, does he know that they're allegedly married? What the hell is wrong with people, lol? I would have ripped that right out and told her to get F with that attitude. Absolutely unbelievable. When I see videos like that, I think it's so interesting. Like, if it's real, where did that behavior begin? When and why is she acting like that? Like, when did that start and why did it start? Because clearly it's not normal. That's some people who had the audacity and nerve to act like that. If you see me look at more insane people, let me know definitely will. First, figure out, subscribe and see you all tomorrow for another video.